Well, good afternoon. Well, last week we had a bad windstorm, guys. We're hauling trees and tree limbs off from the side of our house. This is just some of it. Baby's around here carrying more trees and tree limbs. We're going to walk back here and see how much more that fell between our property and the neighbor property. And we got these trees all around us. He got a lot of it. Everything up there, most of it came from this side of the house. So he's chopping up these trees as much as he can before he move them. Look like we stay in the forest, y'all. Moving from one side to the other. These not little old trees. Ain't like we got no big old power tools. So I'm gonna try to get over here with my scary self and see what's up. These trees here. He got some over here dangling off power lines and stuff. He got to get all this here moved. Believe it or not, most of this here fell on the house. He kind of got it off the house last night. He climbed up there. One barely missed. That's my kitchen window, my back door. One fell right in between those two. Barely missing both. So now we got to haul all of this here. But he got to haul all this here. I helped him with one of the big trees. Big piece, I ain't gonna say tree. Huh? You say what? What's gonna fall next? Yeah, I haven't been back here in a while. So me climbing across this stuff. Which one?
Straight up.
Right here, this long one?
No.
He said that one not gonna fall next. And this is all to do to high wind, guys. Wasn't no tornado. It was just high wind. Took these trees. One of them was a live tree. I'm gonna see if I can zoom into that one. For whatever reason, this little cat, he wanna like right here by my house. As soon as we pull up, he see my husband. He like, he come. But this long one, I just helped him drag that one. That's that pointy end is the end of it. Of the one I helped with. But see how long that ain't no little branch. I mean, it may look little to someone, but coming through your house, that's not little. That can do some damage. That could actually go through your roof or window, especially if you're in a mobile home. It don't take much. But we're gonna come around here. Some of that power come from inside the garden. It did poke a few holes in my greenhouse. We got a lot of broken limbs. He got to get up. He had started moving the biggest stuff, but we still got this big pile, this little pile here. It was all in my garden beds. I had to actually just come and pull a lot of that out. I still got to clean this one out right here. As you can see, it's still, the smaller branches are still here. And I mean, it may not look like I said a lot to you guys, but It's not like we're in a small area. I just cleared this one out. I still got to do this one. It's just a little in the back that he's already cleared out. So I got to clean them buckets out a little bit better. He did sweep around the greenhouse already. I got to get what's left in that trough, because that's what my red cabbage and green cabbage is growing. He pulled most of the big ones that went in this bed. I got to pull the stragglers. That little, it don't look little when it's in your garden bed, but I pulled that out. We got a lot of sticks that's in the paper. He just got this whole thing clear back out, in exception of only thing I had to do was clean those 2 garden beds out and move those container things. So yeah, this Waco wind is no joke. It's a little different. I'm gonna try to step back without falling in any of these sinkholes that we have. But I don't know if you can tell, whatever reason, all the trees, when they were swinging and the wind was blowing real high, everything was coming towards our trailer. You know, those look not on our property, but they were swinging so hard it just seemed like they was blowing in our direction. The trees mostly start from this side right here, except maybe like 1 or 2 by some of the other neighbors' house, but we starting here, they start going all the way back to the dead end. And of course, I told y'all before, it floods back there. They try to do some kind of drainage. It's better than what it was, but it still floods. So it's a lot of cleanup we still doing. This wind event was Tuesday night into Wednesday. So actually, I take it back. Wednesday into Thursday, because I didn't know if I was going to do something, cook that Wednesday night, that Thursday night for Friday. So the winds were still high Thursday, really, really high Thursday. Actually, that's when everything fell Thursday. The rain came Wednesday night, and the winds was here strong Thursday. So this is just some of the pile right here. It may not be big, the whole big tree, but for what it is, it's a lot. So he didn't do anything yesterday, but for the days he's been working on it since Thursday, because he did come out Thursday to try to get some of it up. But Friday, which was yesterday, he did get up there, and he got what you see in these piles off. And if you see this branch, it may not look too big here, but it's leaning over the house. This tree here is leaning over. We thought that was about to snap. So anyway, everything going straight down really needs to be just cut. I'm sorry, because everything falls our way for whatever reason, and it's not an easy job. But guys, you have to take care of the trees, and this is something before we start buying they promised to do, but here it is, they still haven't. Look at my little comfrey. It was dying, it bounced back. That rain and that cool air brought it back for a little bit. My little zinnias, my little flower bed, they look a hot mess, but they still trying to fight through. Still got new blooms. My little daisy shastas came through finally. I think this particular variety is more of my spring mix. I think that's what it is, or what you call it, the annual mix, something like that, that comes, it reseeds itself. So over here he was trying to get this bed back, clean up both of them, but we got like 3 piles of ants that made a home, so we had to get some ant killer for that. I'm not tripping because it's just going to be flowers in there, of course. So yeah, it's a lot of cleanup, guys. I'm not even dressed for anything. Of course, I came out to do some garden work, clean up, but my allergies is tearing me up. I did get to that one elevated bed, with 2 elevated beds, and the new one to get those branches and limbs and stuff out of it. But it's like at least 2 more good days of cleaning, and but everything is growing. My greens and stuff, everything is growing. It was just that one day of good hard rain, and when I say it wasn't a whole day, it maybe 3 or 4 hours. It's overnight. It was just bad. The rain came down first, and the next day the wind settled in. I mean, not settled in, but it came in, and the wind lasted hard for like 24 hours, guys. And then Friday it settled down a little bit, and today it's much calmer. You barely get a little wind blow, but it's not hot. The temperatures are down in a good comfortable degrees. Yeah, so that's where we're at. I hope you guys enjoyed this update video on what's going on around my place. I did give you a little skim of the garden. I don't know what I'm gonna do as far as my greenhouse. I'm gonna figure something out because that's brand new. Finally put the brand new green covering over it for the winter, for the cooler months. But now I'm gonna have to go ahead and probably reinvest, in either another covering, or I'll have to rig some up for this season. So I don't know. We'll see how I feel. I don't want it to look tacky at all, but at the end of the day, I just put it up. I don't want to spend no more money right now. So we're gonna take one more look at the garden. And by the way, we did stain the porch. I don't know if you can see the color. I'm gonna come back. Hopefully you can see the color. We do need to go over it again, but it's like that darker, just stain on it, a darker stain, and we got to go back over it, of course, because we ran out of paint. We was really testing it out, so you could tell some areas need to be redid or go over anyway. And we do like this darker color. The next goal is to paint. Hopefully we can get to it sooner than later, but we're not in a super rush because now we have to it's always like when you own one project, you have to go and do something else because of the weather. And the weirdest thing is, before I show you that, let me show you this one here is not really doing too well. I have snap peas and red cabbage in here. I really can't tell in this one if anything is trying to pop up. But over here you can see my greens. All my greens and stuff are starting to come up. My bok choy, my green mix, mustard broadleaf, and mustard spinach is coming up. In the back over here is my Swiss chard, sunset mix, the Swiss chard mixed color, and this other one being filled out. So these are my blue kohlrabi, white kohlrabi, and Vienna kohlrabi, as well as over here is my rhubarb, and you can see that one coming up. Gotta get some of these sticks out of here. It's not many. I was hoping not a lot of them come up. This is my celery tender crisp. It normally takes a while for your celery to pop in anyway, but we'll see. I see some over here. In this row right here is like my carrots. Carrots take a while before they start even doing anything. So I took the eggplant out that was right here by the light. It's just not gonna make it. It was just taking too long. It was growing, but I don't know how long it's supposed to take. I have one more cucumber that's popping up, look like 1 or 2. I'm just gonna see what it's gonna do. I got a flower coming in right here. This here is my turnips in this row. I gotta pull a few more weeds over here. I gotta get a few more sticks from over here, pull a few weeds. This is my collard greens. Then I got my kale. Then I got my curly kale. I got 2 onions stuck in there. And then I got my premier kale. And I see over here, I have celery coming in over here. So this one is at least showing its face. That one, I see a few twigs and some celery trying to come in. Over here is my green kale. And on that end is my white kale. And I want to say, guys, I'm not sure. These grassy looking stuff here that's going down, I want to say that that's either green onions or leeks. And I didn't plant it, but that's not touching the ground, so I don't feel like there's any weeds or anything like that. It looks like it's some bunching onions or something like that. Over here, my sugar snap peas are growing pretty good. And this one, for whatever reason, this one is taking off pretty good. Over here, I do see sprouts coming in. I have green cabbage as well as kohlrabi, Vienna white, coming in over here. This one, I see some, so this is the red cabbage in this one, I'm sorry. And this is the green cabbage, the golden acres. And I can't tell if it's any kohlrabi because I know in which direction I planted it. But that one is don't look like it's doing anything. So, sorry for having it on the ground. I'm trying to watch my step too. Over here, I just cleaned this bed out. I'm gonna go over before I plant some. I'm gonna put my broccoli over here. This, I don't think I'm gonna try to do any from seed. I do think I am gonna go ahead and buy some starts because of the timing. I know I probably have time to grow some, but right now I'm just gonna go ahead and probably get some starts. We gotta get this cleared up. Over here, I gotta get this bed cleaned out. These was my peppers. I was gonna try to just overwinter them, but they could be done. Yeah, they're pretty woody. I will tell better once I pull them up, and I might scrape them. Over there in the back, that's an eggplant too, which is gonna go ahead and come out. I'm just gonna pull it out. Over here was okra that didn't do anything, so on those buckets, so I'm gonna pull those out as well. I was actually getting this pool ready to empty, but I see I end up with some onion sprouts magically, so I'm gonna actually pull them up and I'm gonna put them over here in this bed and do that. This is my asparagus bed, which as you can see, a lot of them died back, but I got regrowth. So I'm gonna clear that out real good as far as the old stuff and the branches. And look, I got an onion up in there. I don't even remember putting an onion in there, but there's one in there. And I'm gonna pull that, I'm clear that out. This is nothing in here but nothing. So I'm gonna clear that out. That is gonna get, white bucket is gonna get cleaned all the way out. This is my comfrey for over here, and I'm gonna take this out. For whatever reason, that one is not regrown like the other one in the front. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take both of those roots, those cuttings, and I'm gonna try to replant them in the front like the other one is, and see if they come back over winter and come back. I will be getting rid of this pool here and that blue pool. I'm gonna leave the asparagus pool. I'm really trying to simplify my garden. Now I know exactly pretty much what I want, what I don't want, how much space I want in here, and I'm gonna go with that. Of course, I'm gonna always keep my containers as far as like my blue buckets over there and my buckets, pink and white buckets, stuff like that. This yellow bucket is gonna get thrown away because it's really damaged. Every time you pull on it, pick it up, it snaps. It's just I'm made out of a different material than those blue ones. But yeah, that's what I got going on over here in the garden. Now, I mean, it's sad because last weekend we had a big cleanup and we was almost at a good point where we would have been totally finished. But unfortunately, you know, Mother Nature had her own thing. So, and I do have, I need to go up in here in the greenhouse. And I need to check things out up in there because, hey, I need to see how big are the hoses. I might can do some patchwork that won't look so bad. My roses, of course, you know, they're out of season, but they're going to go back on the porch. And just wait for the next season, or I put it in the greenhouse, one of the two. We get cold, but we normally don't get cold every day, like the little freeze we had. But I do want to make sure that I protect what's good, and I love the way those roses bloom. And I think I'm going to get me some more for this upcoming season. I do like that. It wasn't hard to manage. They was pretty reasonable. And this is where the husband is at now. He's getting it cleared off. It's a lot of work. A lot of piles. They got to come to the front. The neighbors, they didn't have much to fall on their side, really. It was all on our side. Everything fell our way. So we got to hold off on the outside projects for a little bit till we get this cleared up. But we are going to look at doing some painting. We've been decided on a color. If you have a good color that you think, let us know. This is the color. If you can look all the way down, everybody got kind of more of a grayish or a white. We kind of got a rustic something. They have blue. We have one light brown, one darker brown, and then on the very end we have a blue, maybe like this color or slightly darker. Those are the only colors we have. They didn't give us a restriction on if we can be only a certain color, but hey, it's not like we got a homeowner association around here. But we're looking at doing some outside painting, as well as getting a gutter system put up. We are going to go over the garden gate, the same color we did with the porch, so we can kind of have that matching. But it's, again, when Mother Nature step in, you kind of gotta like chill out and just, hey, look at that cat, guys. He in his own little world. He is in his own world. But anyway, what we got going on is always one thing after another. Not only in the garden world, but just with, you know, the homeowners, the things and your responsibilities that you have to do. And we just started buying this here, officially buying in December. But here it is, almost December again. And some of the things that were supposed to have been taken care of has not been taken care of on their end. So I told Honey, I said, look, we're just going to have to jump in there and start doing some things, because they're not going to do, I just don't believe they're going to do what they're supposed to do. Not just that, we're going to try to up our insurance too on here to make sure that whatever goes down, that we're totally covered with any damages that may happen, whether it's by Mother Nature or whatever. Yeah. So the land, remember, is not ours. So those trees are not ours. So we shouldn't have to do this big of a cleanup, you know, on our own. But I mean, I know sometimes you have to get in there and do what you have to do. But it's just like, it's just people just always bullcrapping you. So this is just a part of the, I guess, the process. It's just crazy. We want to shed. It's just certain things that you can't have this, you can't have that, but you it still fit on the lot that you're renting. They want to consider that another structure and want to charge you double lot rent, like you have a whole new house dwelling on a different property. So anyway, enough of me rambling, but that's what's going on. I hope you guys look forward to seeing the collaboration. We're doing beans, and that video will be coming up probably right behind this one, so stay tuned for that one. Shout out to everyone in the garden world, and of course in the off-grid living world. If you're not ready, you got to get ready. You know, it's not a such time as the perfect time. the time is always right now, because you just never know what'll happen. And I'm just thankful that neither one of those trees that I know was big enough or sharp enough came through that little roof right there, because that could have been a bad situation for us, trying to figure out how we gonna get that roof done. But yeah, so anyway, yeah, I know I got this headscarf on. I just didn't feel like dealing with it. But please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I do look forward to again do more videos. But sometimes things just come up, y'all. Love Lady been so busy with personal health, family, work, and also, I mean, I haven't stopped gardening, just I haven't been shooting anything because it's just been, right now it's like I'm exhausted when I get home. And when I'm off, I was like, I just want to decompress with what's going on. So anyway, trying to fit time to do everything, and something I talked about in the video before, just making sure that whatever you do, you have the time to do what you're setting out to do. And that's one of the reasons why I'm doing a lot of downsizing on my garden. I mean, I'm gonna still have probably just as much, it's just I'm not gonna have as many beds. And I donated there's 3 of them, beds over there, to my neighbor, and I told him one of them needed to, the bottom needed to be re-screwed in. If he don't get them in the next week, I'm just gonna go ahead and put them on the curb, or I'm gonna figure out how I can take them to school, because we do have a greenhouse at school, and I would just donate them to the school, because we do work with the kids, and that's something that we don't have. And I'd rather restructure them than we spend money to make new ones when those would be just as suitable. There's nothing wrong with them. That particular one just needed to be re-nailed in on that big post. But yeah, so the cleanup is still going on, and I'm gonna try to see. I know the sun is out. It's a wide angle. We still have a lot of cleanup. It don't look like it, but really it is. And every time we get it done, it's just a constant thing. And when you're working, you have to figure out, find time to do it. So have a great day, guys. Please, once again, like, subscribe, and leave a comment. What do you want to see me do next? In the garden or inside?